All right, you baby murderers and you women haters and you women hating baby murderers and you fetuses or fetis are known scientifically. And all right, you pro-lifers and you pro-choicers, you anti-abortionists and you bleeding heart liberals, you male feminists, you female feminists, and all right, you Republicans and you Democrats and you cop-outs and you extremists and you overgeneralizers and you water muddiers and oh, hey, Meg.
Hey, Elliot.
And all right, you politicians and your social media fiends and you baby boomers and you pseudo-progressives and you actual progressives and you tea partiers and all right, you vegetarians is everybody listening. All right, guys, something crazy happened in Texas last night.
A bill that would have virtually banned abortions in Texas did not pass, even though it looked like it was going to, despite an epic filibuster from Senator Wendy Davis, an all-around badass in my book, and a Democrat from Fort Worth.
And it all happened for good reason, because this poor woman was literally standing for almost 11 hours, complete with a back brace and tennis shoes and one mission: to keep SB 5 from passing. And in Texas, in order to filibuster, you gotta stay like freaking on topic. But unfortunately, Senator Davis had 3 challenges to her filibuster.
Keep in mind the intense stamina that takes. Senator Davis wasn't allowed to lean on her desk, or stop talking, or while talking, stray in any way from the issue at hand. However, it was argued that she did stray off topic when she brought up Planned Parenthood and sonograms, and she had assistance from a colleague adjusting her back brace, even though the latter was technically not something she should have been challenged on.
It was all irrelevant to whether or not she was staying on topic. So when her filibuster was controversially halted, the commotion around it prevented the Senate from voting until just after midnight. However, the vote went through, and like every major media outlet announced that SB 5 had passed. But Twitter and everybody on the internet was like, wait a minute, hold on, it's the 26th, it's tomorrow today now, so you can't will vote yesterday. I mean, the tweets were more articulate than that, but same general idea.
Eventually, SB 5 was dead, which would have banned abortions after 20 weeks of pregnancy and forced all clinics to be graded as surgical centers, which would have effectively shut down all but like a tiny, tiny handful.
Yep, and Wendy Davis successfully secured her place in like whatever office she chooses to run for in the next election. Also, shout out to the Senate, who had to listen to 11 hours of anything. I can't bring myself to watch The Hobbit because it's too long, and that's at least a magical, wondrous tale from what I've heard.
And because this issue is so complicated and so layered in emotion and hypothetical, and there's the issue of sexism and life and everything, it only makes sense for us to do yet another edition of Double Rant! I'm pro-choice! Nailed it!
So rather than engage in some scripted debate that haphazardly attempts to portray both sides exhaustively, we are going to, for all intents and purposes, filibuster the crap out of this video, okay? Meg will take the floor first, and then I'll speak, all right? And then you, the Senate of YouTube, will leave your votes and probably devolve into name-calling and hyperbole. Fortunately, though, if you don't feel like hearing it, you have the option of just leaving now. Like and subscribe before you go, because we're a lot of fun.
All right. Here we go. I don't believe the issue is being reduced to sexism for the sake of sexism, even though many who are pro-choice use the idea of sexism to demonize those who disagree with them. The reality here is that men do not intimately understand the psychological effects of pregnancy on a woman. Mentally supporting women is one thing. Fighting for equality and knowing your heart is in the right place is one thing. But the issue, among other things, is that men cannot become pregnant. And the idea that they're making policies regarding a woman's body is appalling to me. The pro-life movement, whether or not you fully subscribe to its mainstream philosophy, tends to wholly dismiss not only the female body and mind, but the scenario in which back alley abortions become the norm. Making abortions illegal won't stop them from happening. It will simply take away the safe environment in which they should be performed. The extreme pro-lifers and the compassionless tactics of those who picket clinics and judge young women every day simply cannot be heralded as any more loving than their opponent. Pro-choice believers don't hate babies. They hate the idea of living in a world in which a woman cannot make a decision regarding her own body.
Tired of filibustering?
Just, she wore a back brace. It was a good idea.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I typically choose not to identify myself as anything. Not because I don't have opinions, but because titles come with baggage and people take whatever stance you hold and dismiss you once they know which way you lean. Labels kill discussion, they spur debates, and they cement idleness. Labels ensure that your face becomes red with rage, but your hands and feet remain still and actionless. We humans are so much better at winning debates than we are at abolishing any kind of oppression. However, one of the saddest parts about the abortion debate for me, besides every single abortion ever, is not that my stance might come with overgeneralizations. That's human nature. That's what happens when you open the floor for discussion. It's that I am especially ostracized by my admission of being pro-life on account of being male. For example, tell a husband whose pregnant wife just died that only his wife is dead. And the idea that I in any way support inequality, let alone by my belief in the sanctity of life, is not simply inaccurate, it is heart-shatteringly baffling. Wendy Davis deserves a lot of respect, and I stand with her, as I will stand with anybody who stands for what they believe in. But I'll also fight for the unborn, and I'll fight for the the abandoned children in our foster system that the pro-lifers have forgotten, and the death row inmates that pro-lifers have deemed unworthy of life. And I'm not going to be ruled obsolete on an issue as important as abortion because I happen to be a male. Nor allow the passionate pro-life women that I know to be stereotyped as somehow lesser. I don't even want kids right now, but I do know that one day when my wife is pregnant, she'll be pregnant as a result of us. And the concept of us seems to be completely lost on my generation. So let us know which last time you got in the most epic debate ever. Speaking of debates, by the way, Meg likes mild sauce. I don't think sauce is needed on Taco Bell. Boom! Also, while you're down there, please like and subscribe to this video because odds are you won't. And you can click this annotation for our 5 daily stories. Also, go to youtube.com/SourceFedNerd because we're doing all sorts of really cool, nerdy stuff. Look at her pants. Those pants are there all the time. Usually on her, sometimes on me, which is even sexier. My name is Elliot Morgan.
I'm Meg Turney.
We can all agree those are good pants.